The UN human rights chief says the death penalty is being weaponized by Iran's government. This in order to strike fear and stamp out dissent in the country. 2 men were hanged over the weekend for allegedly killing a member of Iran's security services. Now, nationwide protests have gripped Iran since the death of Mahsa Amini back in September. And this Tuesday, the country's judiciary has announced it will be firmly punishing the country's hijab laws. For more on this story, here's Reza Sayar reporting from Tehran.
Iran's judiciary on Monday handing out 3 more death sentences in connection with a recent anti-government protest here in Iran. Those death sentences follow the executions, the hangings of 2 other young men that happened on Saturday. Those 2 young men, Mohammad Mehdi Karami, a 22-year-old who was reportedly a karate champion, and Mohammad Hosseini, a 39-year-old who reportedly worked at a poultry factory. Iranian authorities say those 2 men were part of a gang that back in November beat to death Ruhollah Ajamian, the 32-year-old member of Iran's Basij paramilitary force. Iranian authorities and state media airing video that purportedly show the beating death of Ajamian. However, human rights groups say these 2 men were unjustly executed, that their trial lasted only a couple of weeks, that the trial was a sham. Human rights groups say that they were never afforded a legitimate attorney and they were never had a chance to properly defend themselves in court. Saturday's executions brings the total of people executed here in Iran in connection with the anti-government protests to 4. Human rights groups say as many as 15 other individuals have been sentenced to death and are awaiting their execution. We should note in the past 2 or 3 days, there's been an uptick in anti-government protests here in Tehran. If indeed these executions continue to be carried out by Iranian authorities, look for anti-government protests to intensify in the coming days and weeks.